26th, 2004. We have the artist Jimmy Covarrubias that's going to be restoring the Virgin Mary, Virgin de Guadalupe. She burnt a Sacred Heart. We don't know whether it was someone intentionally burnt her or the immense candles that were put around her lit her up. Just the temperature was so great that it just went into fire. So we have the Virgin here, and in back we also have the background. As you can see, and what's happening is that Jim's been here. Jim, would you like to explain what's going on here?
Yeah, first of all, we cleaned it all off because it had carbon on it. Then I put a plastic polymer on it, and that's going to seal it again. And I'll put a couple of coats of this, that way we watertight it. Then I'm going to put plaster of Paris with the glue in it. And then I'll build up the detail from that. We'll do that in a couple of layers of washes, and then I'll put it on some kind of a thicker part for the detail, the nose, etc. Then I paint it, and I'm going to paint it just authentic, beautiful colors. It'll be back to beautiful Virgin, the way it originally was. And it's just a lot of fun doing this. It's a real pleasure doing this.
Jim, was it burned pretty bad?
It was burned real badly, but it's made out of asbestos, and that's why we're sealing it really good, so it'll be bio safe. But the molding of this is really kind of a timepiece too. We're looking at very early Mexican guild art, and so it's a real pleasure to come back and work on this again and see the real fine lines that the artists used originally. So it's real nice working with another artist. I never met this guy or people, but I'm going to actually be working with them. And like Art said, I'm Jim Covarrubias. I'm from Kingman, Arizona, and my whole life has been involved around the arts, and it's always fun and a pleasure to do it. So. And
Jim, what is the significance of the Virgin Mary that this particular Virgin that you're working on? Is she known throughout the world?
There's different Mother Earth symbols from around the world, and for the Mexican Indian people, this is their Mother Earth symbol. And she actually appeared on the site of an older Earth symbol, Tonachtin, which is a corn mother, an aspect of Mother Earth that was used by the Aztecs, and before them the Toltecs, and before them the Olmecs. So her history as a caretaker, a healer, young lady who is the daughter of Mother Earth, the sacred daughter of Mother Earth. It goes back way before the Virgin Guadalupe, but as we incorporate this image, we have that history too. So it's very beautiful for us as Native Americans. The other very beautiful thing about this is that she spoke in Nahuatl, an Aztec language that originates in Utah, Nevada area. Many of the northern Mexican Indian people migrated from North America. Kind of ironically, now they're migrating back. And people say, well, what are they doing here? Well, they were here thousands of years ago, and I guess they're just returning. But anyway, the reality about this symbol and this image, it's Native American. And the Catholic Church now has incorporated it, so it's a very beautiful, very historical, very deep kind of a Mother Earth symbol. And I want to guarantee you that this image for the Mexican Indians does heal them. It heals them psychologically and also heals them physically. And I think that's what's been so beautiful about the use of this in our culture, is that it's our Mother Earth healing, beneficial symbol.
And as we go along, we'll show as Jim is saying that the Virgin did burn quite a bit. The face is distorted, the nose is somewhat gone. He will be repairing that. As you go down, see her heart, no hands. As you go down, you can see.
The ironic thing about this one too, Art, this one actually had a Sacred Heart here.
Yes, that's what I saw. And then the angels there.
So we're going to repaint that. It's a little bit different than most of the Virgin Guadalupe. We're going to go back to the way that this guy intended it, and we're going to add a Sacred Heart to it, just in keeping with the first artist. Normally I don't put the Sacred Heart on there. Normally that's European.
Right.
But I'm going to incorporate it because this person added in. Might have been a Spanish artist, but it's definitely the Virgin Guadalupe. 1531, December 9th, she appeared for the first time. Appeared the last time on December 12th. During that period of time, that 5 days, she appeared a total of 5 times. 4 at Juan Diego, once to his uncle.
And what year was that?
1531.
1531.
Right. We celebrate the feast day on the day that the bishop actually opened the tilma, which is December 12th. But she actually appeared for the very first time December 9th. And Juan Diego was walking by. He was on his way on a 10-mile walk to get to where he was taking classes on becoming a Catholic and learning Spanish. And as he walked by, he saw what he knew to be an Aztec princess seated on a rock. And normally, the royal blood would never stand up in front of a commoner, that Juan Diego was. But when she saw him coming, she stood up, and he says, "Oh my gosh, you know," he says, "Lady, I'm not special enough for you to stand up in front of me." And she said, "No, no, no, take it easy. I want you to give a message to the bishop. I want a temple built here," because she realized that if she didn't, in her own way, proselytize all the Native Americans, there would have been an enormous slaughter, and we wouldn't have been able to have the Mexico we have today, because the Indians would have resisted much more the new religion. What she did is she combined both religions. She said, we're going to build our temples on top of the old temples, our new temples on the old temples. We're going to use this beautiful idea that we have, and these sites be sacred, and it helped to ease the pain of a new religion and a new language, and because of her intervention, it was done in a very much more peaceful way than it would have been. So,
and her appearance is actually near also the pyramids, right? In Mexico City.
Right. It's about it's about 10 miles north of that. Mm-hmm. There's a hummingbird there, Art. Can you get that? There's a beautiful symbol of Mother Earth. There's a great one right there.
And that the hummingbird is on the aloe vera that we know. She decided to come closer.
Wow.
And maybe she knew that.
A lot of the Mother Earth symbols down in Mexico are painted with the hummingbirds around them in the flower. So this is another way of her to say, "Hey guys, this is good that you're doing this."
This is quite symbolic, yes.
Very nice.
Very nice. And
cool.
Then as we go along, we'll bring more and more into. And there's the angel at the bottom there.
Right.
And the picture you'll try to restore it. There's the angel.
Like this.
There's a Virgin there. And this is actually a replica of the Virgin that's up in Mexico City, but the one in Mexico City is much bigger. And this is a picture, but it's actually signed by the Archbishop there on the bottom right hand corner, authenticating that it is a original duplicate. Okay. And Jim is working on the doing the plastering part now of the Virgin. On the restoration. There's the background. Very carefully fill in the damaged spots where it was totally destroyed with fire. It was at Sacred Heart on 1234 South 12th Street. We don't know whether how it was burned, whether it was the tremendous amounts of candles that were around the Virgin with the flowers, and the flowers ignited with the heat, or whether or not someone came in and lit in protest, lit the Virgin statue. But it was removed from the church at the request of Father Luis, Franciscan priest, and for disposal, proper disposal. We brought it here, and it was a gentleman by the name of Jesse Guillarte from Mexico. Just couldn't quite think of disposing of her, burying her, and disposing of her. Then We had Jim here, and prominent artist in Arizona, with a Mexican descent, U.S. veteran and U.S. citizen, but roots from Mexico and Scottish, and also from Native American. Saw the statue as we spoke about the Yves Klein blue Bacanora and tequila interest that we both held, and he saw the statue and he said, I can repair this. I can repair the Virgin. And so he's a full committed person or a devotee of the Virgin, and he has taken on this great task of renewing the Virgin. Jim, his family has a non-profit organization devoted to Virgen de Guadalupe, and he is the caretaker of the family for that non-profit organization, Covarrubias, and all right. Any word for the wife?
Plaster of Paris on there now.
Okay.
And next step is to prime all that and to come on with our first coat of paint. What I'm going to do is probably paint the entire thing blue to begin with. So I think it'd be interesting kind of a color, and be a nice homage to Yves Klein too. So we're gonna do the primer all in blue.
All right.
And we'll take pictures of that when it is all blue before we actually come in with the other colors that it's traditionally painted with. The stars and the robe and all the flowers that are on there. It's the particular kind of a flower that the Aztecs use, and all the symbols that are on her basically relate to the Native American culture, with the exception of the angel and the rayas that were added later on by an Aztec artist named Marco. But the early apparition has magically, in our belief, appeared on the tilma with the help of the Virgin Mary. And in essence, she was the first artist to actually paint this image of herself. So it's kind of a neat self-portrait.
And it's the only self-portrait of the Virgin.
Yeah, the only one
that exists.
The apparitions have actually been remembered and painted by different artists. This one here, as we study it scientifically, we realize that it is vegetal dyes that are on the tilma. The chemical properties of which should have destroyed into bacteria a long time ago. So it's a miracle that it is still vibrant with colors. And the parts that were added, actually some of those have been deteriorating because they're not part of that magical process. So really a great job, a lot of fun.
Very good, very good. We'll proceed and keep on looking at how it's on the restoration. Okay.
Bertha Chamberlain's here. Okay, the base here.
Okay.
Now it's just a matter of putting the plaster inside here, and we'll build up.
And today, Jim, is Tuesday, the 17th of February.
Today's Tuesday, 17th, and we've been on this thing for a while now, and just kind of getting it all done. It's really starting to look beautiful.
It's about noon and a very lovely day. About 72 degrees.
Beautiful day in Phoenix, Arizona.
To honor.
I'm here with Alberto Chamberlain.
To honor our lady here.
Fellow veteran, and he's the president of our LULAC chapter, and he's from Nogales, and I'm from Kingman, so north meets south. We're right here in the middle. We're having a good time. This is really a lot of fun doing this.
All right.
And I'm just putting the plaster inside the wire here.
Over the hands.
Yeah, and I can build this up.
You can hear the birds in the background.
See? The birds are singing a little concert for us. So she can help people out the way she always does in our culture. This is our Mother Earth symbol, and whenever we're in trouble, we pray to the Virgen, Guadalupe, and she helps us out.
It's looking good.
Pleasure to be working working on it like this.
Okay, this is a close shot. As you can see, Jim is filling in the manitas. At later time he will
Sand it and paint it.